Multiple vessels in an international aid flotilla sailing to Gaza have been struck by objects dropped from drones in the Mediterranean Sea, including one boat carrying Senator Chris Andrews. In Gaza, at least 29 people have been killed by Israeli forces this morning. The majority of them were killed near a market in Gaza City, according to the local health ministry.
Tiny body bags lie on the ground outside Gaza City's Al Ali hospital. The little children lined up alongside their parents as dozens more were killed by Israeli strikes. I lost my son. I had 4 children. This was the last one, said this woman. As thousands continue to flee the city, residents say this offensive is different. Before, they used to come but leave the houses standing, more or less. Now they put a booby-trapped robot in the neighbourhood and you're forced to leave, says Salah. Campaigners raising awareness for the plight of the Palestinian people are also under attack. There have been multiple strikes on vessels that are part of the Sumud flotilla, making its way across the Mediterranean towards Gaza, including a boat carrying Irish Senator Chris Andrews. Italy said it would send a Navy frigate toward the flotilla for possible rescue operations.
Our communication was jammed and several boats were damaged. Several boats reported targeted explosions and unidentified objects being dropped on and around the boats.
The Taoiseach promised to raise the attacks at the UN General Assembly in New York.
And seeking with EU counterparts for a number of countries to come together and raise this directly with Israel as well. But this is a very concerning situation, and obviously the welfare and safety of Irish citizens on board is my number one priority.
It's hard to know whether those actions, or indeed the actions of the flotilla, will do anything to change things on the ground in Gaza. Fergal Gallagher, RTE News.
In the West Bank, hundreds of mourners have gathered in a village for the funeral of a 20-year-old man shot dead yesterday by Israeli settlers, according to local health officials. Our Europe editor, Tony Connolly, and cameraman Bram Bervecka report now from the nearby village of Turmasaya on the violent confiscation of Palestinian land by illegal Israeli settlers.
The ancient olive groves of the West Bank, the ideal retirement for a Palestinian US citizen returning from California. But since October 7th, Israeli settlers from across the valley have intimidated Yasser Alkam from accessing his father's legacy.
A gun would be drawn against me, leave or else.
And this is your land, this is legally your land?
Absolutely, this is legally my land and I have the paperwork, I have the title document for it.
Those rights count for little. Settlers seizing or destroying the olive groves are backed by the Israeli military, who mount nightly patrols around Yasser's neighbourhood and appear by day to support the expansion towards his town.
The tent that we see right there, 2 weeks ago there was one single tent. Now you can see 2. One on the right side of the street and one on the left side of the street. And it continues to spread out closer and closer to the town.
One of the settlers spots us. You can see him on the left of the screen launch a drone, which duly appears and then hovers above our interview. Yasser's olive trees remain intact for now, but 6 kilometres away, another village where fresh settler outposts have sprung up has not been so fortunate. Well, there are 2 new illegal outposts on the hills just to my right, but the real dispossession has happened in the valley below, where hundreds of hectares of land have been uprooted by bulldozers and, according to the locals, over 10,000 olive trees destroyed and taken away.
They would have provided 5,000 gallons of olive oil, each gallon worth $150. All this income has gone, just like the olive trees themselves. They represented our history, our culture. When people saw the trees gone, they collapsed in grief.
Not long after our visit, locals say settlers attacked again. A local man was wounded. He later died of his injuries. The funeral was today. Clashes between settlers and Palestinians have grown ever more deadly as Israel defiantly shrugs off international outrage over Gaza. and turns its attentions more harshly on the parched hills of the West Bank. Tony Connolly, RTE News, Turmus Aya.